what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Girl Ask Me Anything Monday Moments live stream. You guys know who I am. I am Coach Desi, formerly Desiree Foster Collins, and I'm a leadership and technology coach, helping later in life women entrepreneurs who find themselves tech challenged and they're wanting to become, better in their business. I help them get there. I'm also a certified leadership development coach with the John Maxwell team and a human behavior consultant. So enough about that. I am super excited that you are here with me tonight. This is a really, really special time for me, and this is a very special show for me tonight. This is the last one for 2020, and the guest that I have on tonight, we were just kind of chatting it up before I went live, and this is a woman who last year, in the crux of just some really incredible challenges that I was having, she would consistently pour into me. She would pour into my belief. She would challenge me when there were areas of my life that I needed to break my belief barrier in, whether it was in doubt, whether it was in fear because of situations and circumstances that were taking place. And to end 2020, these live streams for 2020, this season with Dr. Yvette Monique Harris with me on this show is very, very special. So before I bring Dr. Harris on, I just want to let you guys know, please share this broadcast. Share it because you're going to want to let the people, the women in your life, your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, your best friend, your frenemy, your enemy, your sister, your cousin, your neighbor next door, you're going to want to have them listen into what it takes to break boundaries. So I'm going to get into the formal introduction of Dr. Harris. And one announcement: on December 21st, that is next Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Girl Ask Me Anything community, you guys are in for a treat. We are having the Girl Ask Me Anything community vision board party. I only have 10 seats left, and this is going to be really fun. So if you're in the community, you're going to be able to kind of follow along with the posts that are going on. But if you have registered for the vision board party, you and I and 30 plus other women will get to sit around tables virtually, of course, and connect. We're going to have the Kick Off Your Heels networking event from 5:30 to 6. The event starts at 6 p.m. and we're going to be talking about Built for More. Choice, power, and consistency has everything to do with your vision. And then we're going to have an after party. So I've got 10 seats left. If you are not registered, you're going to want to register for that event. Okay, that's December 21st at 6 p.m. So let me go ahead and just do this introduction of Dr. Yvette Monique Harris. She is the CEO and founder of Education and Development Resources Consulting Services. She is a native, I believe, of Philly. Go Steelers. Go Steelers, hey. And she is an international certified coach and speaker. She's an author. She has over 30 years of educational leadership experience. I'm talking about from where she got started to where she has worked in the capacity with traditional, alternative, and charter schools. She's done teaching, counseling, and served as an administrator and a district level director. She has written and co-authored grants for local, state, and federal grants, resulting in over awards of $230 million. I'm telling you, this woman is the real deal. She's a professor. She's also a behavioral analysis trainer. Most importantly, I think that the work that Dr. Harris does is incredibly important because she has taken her passion for serving people and turned that her into her purpose that she gets to live each and every day. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go ahead and bring Dr. Yvette Harris on to the screen. Yvette, hello, my friend. I'm so happy
Hello.
that you're here.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here and just overjoyed, overjoyed.
Thank you so much for saying yes. This is so incredibly special to me.
Me too. It just to first of all to end the year. I didn't know when I picked the date, and but yes, based upon our connection, this is super special to me as well.
Thank you so much. Um, I, you know, last year was a really difficult year for me. Towards the end of last year, and there was a point where when it came to my faith, and y'all, Dr. Harris is a woman of God as well. So if we talk about Jesus a little bit, y'all just, if you don't like it, just plug your ears and but just keep watching though, keep watching. But there was a point in time where my belief and my faith, I was questioning. And you would call me at the most opportune times to remind me that it's all working out for my good
And that God still loves you no matter what.
and that I'm loved no matter what. So I want to thank you publicly to
Oh,
all the hundreds of people that are going to see this and say thank you to you, because I don't know if you knew how much you're and we really didn't even know each other well.
no, we didn't.
We
We
didn't
didn't
know
know
each
each
other
other
well.
at all. Had still have not met in person. And this was before COVID. Still have not met in person.
It's true. It's true. Our connection is through the John Maxwell team. So I'm telling you, that's the best money I could have invested ever,
Yes.
ever,
Yes.
ever. Let's see here. We've got some people we are saying hello. We got Gazelle. I'm so excited to see Gazelle here.
Hi, Giselle.
And Cherise.
I remember Cherise. Hello, Cherise.
Yes, yes, yes. She says you look beautiful.
Oh,
And
thank you.
we've got Ruthie out of Boston. We've got people from all over the country here.
I was stationed in Massachusetts when I was in the Air Force.
Yes,
Beantown.
yes, yes. That's right. You served in the Air Force as well. So, Yvette, on this broadcast, one of the things that I like to share with the women is that, and I always say, we were built for this moment right here, right now, and that there's nothing that happens by happenstance, and we are fully resourced with everything that we need um, to do exactly what we've been called to do and design and purpose to do. And so I've got some questions that I have written down, and we'll just kind of have some girlfriend time,
Let's
and
go.
we'll just see where the conversation goes. So, if you would tell us, um, what led you to the business or the profession that you serve in?
Twofold. One, I knew I guess I knew I was called to be an entrepreneur. I started calling myself a consultant in the 90s. I found myself without a job, and I just started calling myself a consultant and would go, especially with students, and talk to them and speak to them about their future, and how they wanted to navigate after life after high school. And then would just talk to parents, and people would call me, well, can you help me with my financial aid? I don't know how people thought that I was this financial aid guru when I myself was in college at the time. So, but that's how it happened. But on the other side of that, my mother, who my company is named after, EDR is my late mother's initials, Elaine Dolores Randolph. She was the first entrepreneur in my life. She, in addition to being a woman who was an executive assistant in the 70s at a major oil company, um, which is still around. She was an executive assistant, African American, the only one in the company, and had a Latina secretary of Puerto Rican descent in the 70s, groundbreaking. But when she came home at night, she self taught herself to sew. And she had a sewing business to the point where she had labels made with her name and put them inside of the clothing that she made and sold to people. So that was entrepreneurship in my presence every day.
So she went from, okay, this is the space that I'm going to occupy. And you're watching what she's doing, seeing that, okay, there's something more that I can do.
Yes. And I um at about 10 or 11, I wanted to buy her a crock pot. Crock pots were big in the 70s, and I something came in the mail where I could sell these greeting cards and different things and win this crock pot. And so I went around the neighborhood and I sold them and got her the crock pot. Fast forward a few years, I became the neighborhood babysitter. Literally, everybody on our block, if you had a child, they came to my house. I was responsible for two young ladies, one before and after school, and one during school and after school because we went to the same school. So, watched her on the bus, made sure she got off at her stop and came to my house. And then the other girl, I let her in the house in the morning. She went to school with my younger brother. So, I was an entrepreneur as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I did pretty good as a teenager. I earned about $60 a week,
Yes.
13 years old.
Yeah.
That's not bad money
That's not bad money for a 13-year-old.
for a home-based business.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
So you found a need, and because you had the example of your mom doing her side hustle, doing her and then some and the extra, that whatever boundary, if there was any, it was already broken before it even got started.
And didn't even realize it until a few years ago.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so tell me about your path to you're a doctor in educational leadership. You've served in many capacities, but your path has been very, very progressive.
Yes.
You started off classified.
I started off as a classified employee in a school district. And so I know both sides of the house, and became a substitute teacher because I was getting my degree. I had just gotten married, and I asked my husband, "Can I just substitute teach while I earn my degree?" And he said yes. So if I brought home a check with four digits, we were elated. And then went on, earned my credentials, became a teacher, and moved forward. But there was always a level of frustration because in any kind of system, you can own when you have an entrepreneurial spirit, you seek to solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what capacity I was in, I was only able to solve problems to a certain extent
Mm-hmm.
because the system said we can't do that. And I'm saying, but the children the parents need to know. And Yvette, you can't do that.
So
So,
that's really powerful. Being able to identify with whatever seat you occupied, the problems that were existing that needed solving, that organizationally it was refused to
yeah.
be solved. So what would you do when that would happen?
And now I don't work in the system.
That solved it, right?
That, I would come to a place that I would become frustrated and I just go look for another job. That
Mm,
became, I am not, I did not, I worked, let's go to this district, let's go to this district, let's go to this district. Oh, I got laid off. Okay, let's move, let's go back to the East Coast and work. And let's come back to the West Coast and work. And that's my journey. I don't have that I spent 27 years at the same place. No. Mm-mm. And then toward the end, um the time on a job just became so short, and I said, I don't know if I have another job in me.
Mm. Did y'all hear that? She said, I don't know if I have another job in me.
Mm-mm.
But inside of you was already the will to do more.
Yes, yes, I know, I know and can say with all confidence, I have an administrative gift. I am to solve problems and put things in order. An administrative gift naturally, an apostolic gift spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Solve problems, build things, build people, put things in order. That's what I do. The
Mm-hmm.
system doesn't allow you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came to a place where I had to do my own thing. And here I am.
So one of the things that I know we've talked about this before, and in the educational consulting business that you have, a part of the population that you serve are the misrepresented and underprivileged. And typically, those are the black and the brown children, right? The
Absolutely.
black and the brown adults, the
Mhm.
black and the brown parents.
Yes.
What drew you to wanting to serve in that capacity? What were some of the problems that you were seeing in the system that you knew without a shadow of a doubt that by, you know, just zoning into your genius that you could help and solve?
Desi, when I entered my my first master's degree program, I began to learn more about um, learning styles and behaviors and different things about systems, and realized that while my I was just truly blessed that my parents sent me to a very prestigious private school, um, but I was maleducated because that school, for all of the thousands of dollars that they spent per year, not total, per year,
Mm-hmm.
they did not they did not educate according to learning style. I am a kinesthetic and visual learner. I
Okay.
am not one to sit in a chair. I need to move, I need to touch, I need to go. To sit in a desk, and it was constant. Yvette, you send me down the hall to do something, I don't come back for an hour. And my teachers, well, where were you? I was everywhere because I was bored.
Mm.
So, so in working in this system, and when you talk about it's black and brown children who are a lot of times lower socioeconomic, they have to do things in order to get what they need and want. They
Mm-hmm.
have to help out. They have to unfortunately grow up too quick. And so, in doing that and watching those children and watching those parents who are having to make things happen in order to survive, forget thrive, to survive and live, and realizing that while it wasn't on an economic end, I was that person and I was that student. Who else am I going to help?
Mm.
And I, if I don't help those who look like me, who's going to do it?
I love that. That the ownership of knowing yourself. You know, we know about the law of awareness. You got to know yourself to grow yourself.
That's it.
And then when you take that and you say, okay, well, you know what, God, you've shown me. I see this piece of me. How can I use how I am built in order to impact the life of someone else?
Exactly. That's it in a
What
nutshell.
am I made out of? Show me what I'm made out of so I can take that and use that passion, turn it into purpose, and now you have a thriving business.
Yes, and use my experiences. I was married into a blended family.
Mhm.
I come from a blended family. you know. And so using all of these experience, we went from riches to rags in my household, you
Mm,
know, and you know, again, divorce and this and that, and you know, sexually assaulted and all of these things. All things work together for good.
yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And so I'm letting, it doesn't mean that all the things are good,
Mhm.
but when you put them all together and you package them, hmm, I can take this experience and this da da da, and I can help somebody else.
Absolutely. And we've got some folks that are talking back to us. Cherise, she is a former educator, and she's saying, the same problems exist in the systems everywhere. Giselle said, "Yep, we heard that." Ruthie's relating to you. She said, "Wow, this is how she's feeling right now."
Oh, wow.
Um, wow. So the idea of, and we've got so much in common. I mean, I totally understand, having the riches and going to the rags, having been, the sexual abuse and having to redevelop and relearn who we are when something is taken from us. Um, and then, people will see the degrees, they'll see the status, they'll see the titles, they'll see all, you know where I'm going, right?
Yep.
They'll see all of that. They'll see, oh, she's got herself together from head to toe, but they don't know.
Don't know my story.
They don't know the story.
Don't know the story. And you know, Coach Desi, that's exactly why I leave these letters on my Zooms and on my StreamYards when I do shows. It's not about a bragging thing, but I know when I open my mouth, the same people that are looking and saying, "Oh my God, I know she's got it all together," are going to say, "Wait, if she can do it with all of that, so can I." And that is what I'm here for.
Did I hope you guys heard that? We're gonna take a left hand turn right here, okay? Because I know some of your story, and I know some of the things that you've experienced, and people will see Dr. Harris and they'll experience Dr. Harris. But can you share with us what is one of the biggest failures or lessons learned that you would like to share, and how did you learn from it in coming into the awareness of Yvette?
Ooh, um, I am in the midst of that.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it's a lesson as much of it as it is an experience or a journey. And it and for me it is the journey to becoming the woman that I am so that I can be the business owner that God has called me to be.
Mm,
There's a book called The Four Agreements,
yes.
and I read that book some years ago, and I was like, yes. And but in the last 2 months I realized, no, we don't have an internal agreement with any of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it led me unknowingly and unwillingly down a path of rest with God since the month of August. And in that rest, what I did not know, when I sought out mental health counseling because of COVID and believing that I was about to start another phase of my business, because I went through your 5-day class and a couple other classes. And when I tell you, I had my website built, wrote a business plan, went through your class, I had my niche, my avatar, my this, my that. and I was ready to launch. And as God is my witness, he said, don't take another step.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, wait, but you said to do this in May, remember? You
Right. And you're like, okay, wait, Lord, what, one hot second.
I'm doing it. I'm doing what you told me to do.
I'm doing what you told me to do. I've spent all this money.
That part right there.
I've invested in this and that.
I set up my Trello. I was on my 90 days. I had exceeded my 90 days because that's the veteran slash competitor in me. I got to beat this timeline. I was on a roll and ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from ready to launch to my sofa.
Ooh, girl.
Not a lick of work, not seeking a client, not only not a Facebook Live, off Facebook completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then started counseling and all eat, sleep, cry, go to counseling. Notice I did not even say pray. Eat, sleep, cry, and go to counseling.
Mm-hmm. Been there.
And so what pray about what? Thank you, God, that I'm alive. Thank you for your goodness and mercy. Thank you for the activity of my limbs. Thank you, Lord. Every morning I wake up, thank you, Lord. Outside of that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, thank you for keeping my family safe, COVID, all of that. But I shut down.
Mm.
And so in that shutting down, God began to show me Yvette and the Yvette that he wanted me to be.
Yeah.
The Yvette that can now say, I am a leader, I am courageous, I'm a trailblazer, I am a problem solver. God has given me the gift of administration, and I am going to walk in it, and I am going to help people come to the place where they understand that they have a purpose and a plan here on the earth, and I'm going to help them with tools and resources so that they can begin to walk along that path.
So the goals, the vision, the objective, the path, all of it was right there in front of you.
Yep.
However, the being that would be positioned to be that trailblazer, to be that change, beyond a change agent, to use her life to help transform the lives of those who are less, that don't have
the capacity,
the opportunity,
the resources, the strategies that I had to transform.
Listen, for those of you that are joining us live, go back to the beginning, okay? Thank you for joining us on the Girl Ask Me Anything live stream. This is Dr. Yvette Harris. She is an educational leadership consultant, former veteran, former administrator. I mean, she is a very accomplished woman. And this beautiful woman here is sharing how everything was lining up and the brakes were smashed so that she could pause to now become the woman that she needs to become, beyond the titles, beyond all the accomplishment, but to become the woman that she needed to become in order to be. I think it's a setup. I think when God allows these things to happen, it's a setup. We don't know. We don't know.
Desi, I'm gonna tell you, COVID hit and I was making more money in my business.
Come on.
I had made more money by the time COVID hit than I had made in all of 2019.
Y'all, do you hear that? Girl, listen, I have said to people, you can either look for the obstacle or you can look for the opportunity. Both of them are there.
And I wasn't doing anything because since COVID hit, The contracts were still being paid, but we weren't able to perform the services. So don't tell me God won't do it and give you favor. They
Mm,
still fulfilled the contract, but I didn't have to do the work
mm.
because folks hadn't figured out how to. If I hear it again, I'm gonna say it. I don't ever want to hear this word, pivot. They hadn't figured out how to make that pivot yet. Ugh. but but they honored the contract.
Mhm.
But in August, God, one of our mentors, Paul Martinelli, says, when you set your goals and your dreams, then God will help you you need to become the person who can achieve them.
Yes, it did. Yes, you
And
do.
so this season that God has had me in, God is helping me, is transforming me to become that which He's called me to do,
Mhm.
so that then I can be, do, and have all that I desire.
There's that formula.
So
Be
that I can, as I'm looking on your stage, so that I can mentor, so that I can teach, so that I can inspire.
Yes, but you got to live it out first.
I had to live it. I had to not only it wasn't about the living it out. It was just the transforming from the inside.
Yeah.
I am undergoing an excavation. There
Mm.
were there was trauma that was living and breathing on the inside of me, that was keeping me from being able. If I had tried to help the people that I was seeking out to help, when I would have cut them. I would have caused them to bleed because I was bleeding.
Oh, that's so powerful.
So it wasn't about me going through to go through their experiences. I've been through their experiences. The issue was I had not yet been healed from the experiences.
Mm.
And so because I had not yet been healed from the experiences, I could not help them in the capacity that they would need to be helped without it triggering me and sending me down a spiral. So this excavation process that has taken me back to honestly when I was 5 years old and my dog died, God started there.
Wow. Wow.
Some things that happened while I was in the womb, we went there, and I wasn't even here yet.
There. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. We don't. It's almost as if we have been programmed to immediately do because that's what society says. If you don't do, if you don't get out there, if you don't hustle, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be anybody. You're not going to be able to accomplish, and God forbid you spent all this money going to school. You better get out there and hustle. You better get out there and make a name for yourself.
And I have. Ha.
And you have.
And but now I need to be the woman.
Now you need to be the woman. That is incredible. That is incredible. Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
What advice would you give someone who is thinking about, okay, I want to start my next act. I want to go into business. I know that I've got a skill. I know that I've been doing all this stuff for all these years. What advice would you give them in order? No, I'm going to change the question. What advice would you give them that you didn't get, that you now know?
Sit down and write down all of the negative experiences that you've had in your life, and then go seek out some counseling and deal with them. Deal with them. Because if we don't, and it's not just, if we don't deal with our past and those things that hurt us, the Bible says that we are to forgive 70 times 7. Last I checked, that was 490 times. Who has forgiven one person 490 times for the same thing. Not all the things they did, the one thing that they did for you or did to you that was a deal breaker. Have you forgiven them 490 times so that when you see them or when you talk to somebody or you're in a room and you're coaching and you're training and and somebody brings up a situation that matches the one that you went through, you don't feel your stomach churn.
Mm-hmm. Or when that person walks in the room,
That part.
that thing that kind of happens inside of you that you hope no one else sees, the
That
expression.
happens inside of you. You think
Yeah,
it's a hot flash. No, it's unforgiveness.
it's unforgiveness.
I'm gonna call it what it is.
It is
Or it is a hot flash and it wasn't from the coffee that you drank. Oops.
right.
Because your whole body went, "Oh, no."
Yes.
So during this time, my ex-husband reached out to me for the first time in 8 years since we got divorced.
Wait, so during this time that
During
you
this
were going through
time,
this process,
going through this process, he
wow,
reached out to ask for forgiveness and to apologize about some things.
girl, come on.
And I picked up the phone. I was like, "Oh, you're not going to get away with this text message. We're going to talk." And I picked up the phone and we held a conversation, but there was no butterflies. There was no stomach ache. There was no, there was no, let me tell you about what you did. And there was just a conversation. And, oh, yeah, that did hurt. Yes. Okay. All righty. Bye bye. And I got off the phone and I said, "Ooh, this
Girl,
is working. Let's go.
yes.
Let's go do more. Let's go do more so
Yeah.
that I can dig some other things out."
Yes.
Because that was almost 30 years of my life.
Yes. Yvette, and it's funny that you bring up forgiveness because that's exactly the journey that I've been on. And if for me it was okay, I've been telling God that I want to do this and I want to have this, and He's given me these goals, these dreams, these visions, these ideas, and all the stuff. And He was like, "All right, well, I need you to be the woman that I've called you to be first." And the way that I like to say it is that forgiveness showed up at my doorstep, and I
Yeah,
had a choice.
we have a choice.
See, the power we've had it we have it. It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
The power's right here. But when you and I and everyone else experiences hurt and pain and rejection and all those things, like my space of control was
Mm-hmm.
that I knew I could work.
Oh yeah, we hide. We can hide. I can get on this computer and start Googling stuff and be here for hours. Yeah.
I knew that I could work.
Mhm.
I knew that I knew how to put things together. This brain, it
Great
it
mind. Great
it,
mind.
it knows what to do.
Mhm.
But when there's a disconnect between the heart and the mind, and the soul is at war,
Yep.
it doesn't matter how much you try to do and hustle.
Oh,
And that release
yep.
of forgiving myself
That
7 times 7.
that was after going through the processes with the people. Eventually, it came out again on my sofa, minding my own business, watching TV. You need to forgive yourself.
Mm,
What?
mhm,
And before, okay, I forget. But again, 70 times 7. And so I began, okay, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. No, I forgive myself with the emphasis on forgive. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And there's not too many affirmations that I have that I say daily, but that's one of them. I forgive myself. Period.
mm,
Because I had to begin to believe it.
mhm,
And as I began to believe it, then I was able to work through some things and learn how to set some boundaries. Ooh, I'm setting some boundaries and telling some folks no,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and and not in a bad way, but Yvette, can you do? You know what? I'm not able to do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's been beautiful.
It's the title of our topic today is breaking boundaries, and it's amazing to me how, you know, the boundaries in our lives,
Mhm.
not only will this process help you and help everyone that's listening, but when you get ready to step back out in there into the communities that you serve with the people that you impact, it'll be unstoppable. It'll be a train that it's moving, and no one will be able to stop it because there's nothing else restricting you nor I nor anyone else that is going through this process.
That's it. That's
And then being able to now imbue belief
mhm.
where a person who thinks that they can't do it, you say, no, 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 girlfriend, come on, let's sit down.
Yes.
Let's sit down and have a talk.
But I can, the love and the kindness that will
Yes.
be in my words will
Yes.
be from inside. I don't have to get ready to be Dr. Harris. I can just be Dr. Harris.
Oh, this is so powerful. This is so
That was, ooh, that was good for me. I
so
never
let me just
here. Ooh. Ha.
so incredibly powerful. Um, Yvette, I'm going to ask you one more question. I had a whole bunch of other, but this is, thank you. Thank you for
No,
being,
thank you.
thank you
Because
for,
that, if I got that one, when when the words talks about be instant, be ready in season and out of season.
yes.
That's, I, if I, yeah, I don't have to get ready to go be the coach, trainer, or speaker and help people. I just help people.
Mm,
Yes, get my content together, yes, but when I give the Holy Spirit permission to speak through me, I don't have to get ready.
mm-hmm,
It's not a, there's no act, there's no, the content is there, and you hear people, well, I didn't practice this. No, I didn't, because I've given him permission, but the love and the kindness is already in me, so I didn't have to work to get it out.
yes. Yes. We have a comment from Ruthie here, and I just want to share this because it's so incredibly powerful. She says, this is where I am now. Today, my counselor told me, today, finally, Ruthie, I hear you talking about you and getting your healing.
Well, first of all, Ruthie, if your healing comes through half as beautiful as that profile picture is, you are on a roll, honey.
Yes.
'Cause
And
you're
Ruthie,
gorgeous.
we want to encourage you that whatever belief you had
That's it.
that wasn't that you may have thought as truth, and you've now discovered that it's not true, you have broken a boundary.
Yep. And
And now,
it may have been true, but was it the truth?
there you go. There you go. It's up until now, it may have been true. However, however, wow. Okay. So look, we could probably keep on talking after we're done here. Um, I often tell people, and on this show, I often say that we were built for this moment right here, right now. And the show's called Monday Moments because we all get to master our moment where we go from what is common to being extraordinary,
Okay.
and being excellent. And so I say we're built for this moment right here, right now, because we are fully resourced with everything that we need inside of us. What would you say to the ladies that are listening tonight, um, to encourage them to continue to lead and to press forward in who God has called them to be doing the things that they need to do so they can have the things that they want to have. What would you say to them to encourage them tonight?
In addition to the general, know that everything that you need is within you. I'm gonna say this, and it as I was thinking about this question earlier, I was like, what am I gonna say? But it may sound strange to some, but press forward until you can say that you would hire yourself for 1 full year and that you're able to provide the service to that person in that 12th month in the same way that you can in that first month.
Mm. Break that down a little bit. Break that
So,
down for us.
so when you're going through a training process, a consulting process, you start off in the beginning, you have the intake, you're starting with the basics and what would you want to do, and you start giving a little bit of advice and they start, and if you have that client that is like, okay, I'm gonna do what you said, I did the homework, I'm coming back for more, they're going deeper and deeper and deeper. And as they go deeper, they've got bigger issues and bigger barriers and
Mhm,
bigger problems that surface
mhm,
because more of them starts to show up, and now you got to work through their limiting beliefs. And so in by the time month 12 comes along, those limiting beliefs where it started off they may have been that thousandaire, now you're taking them to be that 50,000aire. Would you want yourself to coach you at that $50,000 a month mark,
mm,
breaking through those barriers, breaking through those limiting beliefs?
mhm.
That's
But
all I'm saying.
that's part of the becoming, though.
That's part of the becoming. And so if you can't say yes to that,
Hmm.
then there's some work that you need to do on you. Do the work.
Do the work.
You're
Do
worth it. You're worth it.
Yeah.
You are worth doing the work. I had been to counseling before, but I tell you, I had never done the work that I'm doing. I told my counselor, do not let me talk to you, speak to you, give you sentences that sound like I'm okay, because I'm not okay. But I know how to speak very well and I know how to make it sound good because Desi, we've been trained by the best in the not just the country, the world. So we know the phrases and
Yeah,
we know that we've read the books, we've done the
we do.
studies, we have the look, we've had the training.
Yes, we do.
But when it comes to laying all that aside and opening up, when you think about you watch the CSIs where they do the autopsy and opening up yourself
Hmm.
and pulling out what's on the inside that's not good,
Hmm.
go do that work.
Do that work.
Pluck up, root out, tear down. Don't just purge.
Y'all listen to me. Listen, no, listen, don't listen to me. Listen to Dr. Yvette, okay? Because she has given you truth nuggets that can transform your life through her own experience, the boundaries that she has experienced and is breaking through, that is going to transform the lives of the people that are watching this broadcast tonight, those that she will encounter in her business, and then that ripple effect where they will go and do the same thing for somebody else. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
That is what this is all about. Dr. Harris, Yvette, my sister, I love you. Thank you.
To
Thank you. Thank you. This was extraordinary. Can y'all just give Dr. Harris some love in the comments? Throw some hearts up there. Give
thank
her some love. Continue to encourage her. Thank you for taking your time tonight.
oh, my
And
pleasure.
and kind of semi coming out of your hiatus to come
Yes,
share.
this is truly day one for me. I'm like, I've been on a few shows, but today was my day. I like I said, I went on social media, whatever. So yeah, yeah. Don't just root up, pluck the. Don't just prune. Say, oh, you need a pruning. No, you need an excavation.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes, and thank you for honoring me with that. This is so incredibly special.
My
And you know
honor.
how much I love you.
I,
Um, yeah, there's so many people giving you love right now. So
thank you.
I
Thank
want to
you.
wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you to everyone that has joined us tonight. If you're catching us on the replay, I'm Coach Desi. This is Dr. Yvette Harris, and we're talking about breaking boundaries. Go back and listen to the beginning. This will bless your entire life. Share this with someone you know that needs to know that they're not out there by themselves. COVID has changed the game
It's
for
changed the game.
millions of people.
Hmm. Hmm. And that's where I can say God answered my prayer. I said I wanted to come out of this better than when I went in, and I'm doing it.
I love it. I love it. We celebrate you, we honor you, and I thank you so incredibly much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Everyone, just a reminder, we've got 10 seats left for the vision board party. It's just for the Girl Ask Me Anything community. You're not going to want to miss this. It's beyond the stickers and the pretty pictures and the magazines and all of those things that you've heard about vision boards. We're going deeper. We're going deeper. So we would love to have you there. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas,
Same to
Happy
you.
New Year, and we're going to kick off 2021 with a brand new season. So, Dr. Yvette, will you come back and bless us at some point next year?
Absolutely. Whenever you call, I'm there.
I love it. All right, everyone. Well, I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and we want to wish you the very, very best. Thanks for joining us. Take care.